Good morning and welcome back to BeeferLink TV, your daily dose of industry information. Today is the 1st of November, which means this month's edition of BeeferLink is out now. And as usual, I'm joined by Steve Parker for his Director General column. So Steve, thank you so much for joining me.
Thank you.
One thing I like about your columns is the weird and wonderful themes that you give them. This month's is themed around Frozen and superpowers. What does the kids' film have to do with beefer in the industry?
Well, actually, it's a good question maybe, but the reason that I chose that title is just as I came to write my column for this month and thought about the recording, I've just been to my 5-year-old granddaughter's birthday party.
Hi.
And she had a Frozen theme, so Elsa and Anna were there in all their glory, along with 28 5-year-old girls, all of which were hyped on crisps and ice cream and cake and all those sorts of things you would expect, singing at the top of their voice, "Let it go, let it go." And of course, pretending they've all got superpowers, and as you do when you're 5 years old. So that sort of thing came to me, and I'm thinking, well, hold on a second, here we are as Beefer, our members wish they had superpowers, I'm sure, but the reality is we have to deal with stuff on a day-to-day life without them. And, you know, in October, we had quite a few things happen to us. I think particularly about the stuff with the TSA, where all of a sudden there was all these new requirements, nobody knew what they were, we all trying to make them work, and we had to try and sort that out as we went through the month. Then when we also keep continuing to have to deal with the stuff around the Red Sea and the containers and the movement of ocean freight, including maybe a strike in the US, all that sort of thing has been happening with us. And, you know, from a trucking point of view, we're dealing with SPS goods and the famous common user charge. All of that came to us during the course of October, all of that heightened in the course of October. And we also had our Business Leaders Forum. And, you know, amongst all of this going on in our industry, I opened the Business Leaders Forum with some updates that I got from Analytica, most of which were quite positive, actually. They suggested that air freight volumes were pretty strong. Revenues were pretty good for our industry. Companies were investing in assets, and we saw and heard some of that from Maersk, because they talk about buying more vessels, and the development in IT. All of those topics we covered at our Business Leaders Forum, which was really good, and it helped us understand what was going forward. Also, development in our industry is the stuff that CCS UK is doing with AIS, and I've recorded a separate episode on that. Absolutely, that's amazing work that really is going to see us in good stead as we move into the future. So actually, whilst there's a lot going on, actually the background to all of that is pretty positive, pretty good. BeeferLink TV, as we're here, is continuing to grow at pace. More and more of our members are watching it and engaging with it and asking us to be linked in, so they feel missed out if they don't get it, which is absolutely fantastic. It's going to be our way to communicate with our members. It is the easiest way we can do that, and hopefully that works. And then, if I might finish, probably the most exciting of all, we had the ITM program.
Yeah.
So the ITM program is one that we helped design and devise with them. The ITM digital team did a great job. The program is excellent, actually reflects well on our industry, and if you get a chance to watch it, you should do so. There is a link that we'll put on the bottom of the video, I guess. There's a link that shows you can see it. And if you're really interested, I actually did something on TikTok. Somebody had to tell me what it was, but once I got there, that's out there too. So actually, a lot went on in October, very busy month for us, but I'm quite positive in the end, really.
And as we look to the near future, what does November bring for both Beefer and its members?
Okay, so November works quite well. I think one thing I would highlight is at the end of November, we have the Working Group C coming from Fiata. Yes. We're going to host them in London. It's not a huge group of people, probably a dozen or so, but they are experts in ocean freight around the world. So I would say to any of our members, if you want to join us for that, there will be an invite come out for the 28th of November, and it will give you an opportunity to come and work with the Working Group C from Fiata. So that's a bit of a different one, bit left field, but nonetheless good for anybody that's in ocean freight. And if I might finish, I have to tell you my granddaughter has already written her letter to Father Christmas. because she was concerned about what they were saying on the telly about Christmas getting cancelled due to global disruptions in the supply chain, apparently. It's good when you're 5. I've assured her that BEFA members will make sure that her Christmas presents will be fine. So all good to end with.
Oh, good. And we see this whole Christmas is cancelled message come out earlier and earlier every year, don't we?
We do, yes.
Thank you so much, Steve. As we said earlier, November's edition of BEFA Link is available now to download. The link will be in the description below. Thank you so much for watching. This has been today's edition of BEFA Link TV, your daily dose of industry information.